God, it's your friend Arthur Braunschweiger. The following podcast contains spoilers for Last Action Hero. Yappen Vaughn!
Come on, get down. What are you doing? Get in the podcast. It's me, Benjamin the Batin, along with your host, Miguel Magusto.
Yeah.
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 Mine actually got worse listening to yours. That's crazy.
You know what? I will take it. I will take an impression so bad that it makes someone else's worse. I'm okay with that. How you been, Glenn?
Once upon a time, I lived a life where I could do a decent Arnold impression, but now that I know that I can't, it makes me saddened. Other than that, not too bad. I haven't watched many movies because I'm a piece of trash, even though I help host a movie podcast, but here we are.
Am I going to have to burn the Elder Rings?
You might actually have to.
Oh my God.
It's making some great content, but I swear to God,
I will burn it to the ground.
It's keeping me away from them movies.
Ugh. Video games. Blech.
Ugh,
anyway,
disgusting.
I know you've seen at least two movies because we're about to talk about one, and we saw one together. But for me, and this is me being serious, me, this would be a heavy week, but for me, it's a light week. I watched 7 movies, one per day.
Not too shabby.
Yeah, not too shabby, not too shabby. First one I watched was called Strawberry Mansion, which is an extremely independent movie. It's essentially about this world where you have to pay taxes on the dreams you have. And so, like, the IRS goes to this lady's house because she hasn't been using the new system to get her dreams taxed. And it's law, and then things happen. And it's kind of this whole conspiracy where he finds out that the government is inserting ads into your dream and everything.
That's crazy. The one place you can get away from reality and you're getting taxed on.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely, obviously, it's kind of a comedy. Like, it's all very lighthearted, even though some dark things happen.
Yeah.
But it's a very cool, artistic, independent film. It's admittedly not going to be for everybody. Some people are going to hate it, but I really enjoyed it. So that's Strawberry Mansion. I actually made it available for you, Glenn. So you can check it out whenever you... Yeah, in the way that we want to talk about because the FBI is listening.
Yes, for renting. You're giving me the Blu-ray.
Yes, I rented it with my own money. We're still within the timetable, and you're able to watch it.
Yep.
Then I watched... Because I'm a huge fan of Reno 911.
It is good stuff.
I think that it is the best mockumentary show there is. Yes, better than The Office. Yes, better than Parks and Recreation. It came before both of those shows. And unlike The Office, it is actually original because it's not based off a British TV show. But I love Reno 911, and they have a movie that came out last year called Reno 911, The Hunt for QAnon. And it is just dumb, silly fun. I really enjoyed it.
Are they still going?
They kind of. They do things every now and then, but it's not as consistent.
I know they went through one of the channels, like Tubi or something like that.
Quibi.
Quibi.
The app that failed that was like only 10-minute episodes. And they're like, oh, no one has attention spans anymore. Well, guess what? When people watch TV shows, they want to watch longer episodes than 10 minutes. Yep. Apparently. I knew that for me, but...
Hey, hell, 15 minutes would have sufficed.
Yeah. But they have a TV. I think they have a revised version or a renewed version of the show on Paramount Plus. That's where this movie's from. It's a Paramount Plus original. But it could just be they're releasing a movie every now and then and not really doing consistent work, if that makes sense. And then I kind of just went through a bunch of TV movies on Paramount Plus, like South Park post-COVID. And South Park post-COVID, The Return of COVID. South Park, I like South Park. They are okay. Not as high quality as old South Park is. I think they do better in a TV format than they do in a movie, except for their first movie, Bigger, Longer, Uncut.
Yeah.
But these movies are okay. They're just essentially longer episodes. that could have been better, but they're there. So
Hey,
they're
it is
not
what
bad,
it
but they're
is.
not great. Yes. Then we watched X together,
We did.
and we have a review for that on our YouTube channel with a little
It's real
sexy intro.
scandalous.
It's very scandalous in the beginning.
I had somebody watch it this morning, and they were like, "I don't like that. Can you please turn that off? My eyes hurt." I was like, "Okay."
What don't they like about it?
They were scared.
Scared that two men having incredible sexual tension between them?
Exactly. I just don't know what the kids these days.
Kids these days.
Yep.
But yeah, you can check out our review on YouTube for that. Then I watched a movie with Stephen Yeun called Mayhem. It also has Samara Weaving. It's a movie from 2017. You remember that movie? We have a video for it called Belko Experiment.
Yep.
It's kind of like that, only instead of the corporation or the government like locking them down and forcing them to kill each other, it's like a 28 days later illness, but it only lasts 8 hours, where people just get so angry and lose impulse control, so they kind of start killing each other. And it becomes a little revenge movie that is really fun, and it's funny. I like it. So yeah, that's Mayhem. Highly suggest it. And then I watched Last Action Hero, which we are going to talk about now.
A great classic comes to the screen.
Stay thy hand, fair prince.
Who said I'm fair? To be or not to be? Not to be.
Columbia Pictures is proud to present the screen's greatest action hero, Jack Slater.
Don't even think it, Slater, you hear me?
This is the Lieutenant Governor.
The governor gets here, call me.
Last Action Hero. With the help of a magic ticket, a young movie fan is transported into the fictional world of his favorite action movie character. It is directed by John McTiernan, written by Zach Penn, Adam Leff, and Shane Black. It is starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, F. Murray Abraham, Art Carney, Charles Dance, Tom Noonan, Frank McRae. Where's that kid? Austin O'Brien. That's the kid.
Kid.
Yeah, it's a kid. And Ian McKellen's in there for a hot minute. James Belushi's in there for a minute. Chevy Chase literally trips on screen, and then
He gets pushed.
I don't think he has a single line in it. He just gets
Not a
pushed.
word.
Yes. But it is a movie. If you listened to last week's podcast, you would know that I technically was in the room when this was being played one day. But I fell asleep because there was a nice, crisp 64 degrees in that room. And as science has proven, 64 degrees is the perfect sleeping temperature. So I watched what I thought was like the first hour. But after watching it again, I fell asleep pretty early on, maybe like the first 10 minutes. Like way, way, way longer than I or earlier than I thought
Basically,
it was.
when the whole movie's a trailer, basically in the
I
beginning.
got past that. I didn't get to the point where he went to the police station. So like he left his apartment and he was on his way to the movie theater when he gets or he was about to leave the movie theater when he gets jumped.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember anything. So I essentially, kid likes movies. Kid yells at projectionist, but the projectionist is his friend. His mom is a single mom, has to leave. They live in a shitty part of the neighborhood. And then that's what I passed out.
Bada bing.
But I had a lot of fun with this movie. It is extremely over the top, as promised.
Yep.
And it opens with an over the top action sequence.
No Stallone either. It's crazy.
No Stallone, although that he's kind of in
He
it.
kind of is in
His
it. Yeah.
face is in it. But the fake Hamlet trailer
Oh my god.
was so fucking funny. I do remember.
I would have actually loved to seen that.
Oh, that movie, yeah.
Just period. I would have loved to seen that.
Yeah, but it is just it's definitely obvious. It's very meta. The entire time the kid's talking about movie rules, to the point where there's this one part when he is somehow his cop idol's partner, that he's just like, oh, I'm the comedic relief. I can't die. Wait a minute. I'm the comedic relief. I will die. It's so stupid. I love it so much.
It is quite one of the classics, you know.
Yeah.
Overall, genuinely fun. I remember watching this for the first time. I mean, I've seen like parts of it here and there before, but fully for the first time, I think back in 2012, I want to say. Maybe even before that. So I was pretty young into the movie career, and I had no idea. I thought it was hilarious, though, regardless.
Oh, absolutely.
It's kind of a movie that I feel like nobody ever talks about for some reason.
Yeah,
At least in Schwarzenegger's repertoire that he's got.
I think it's because it's not like his serious movies. It kind of makes fun of all his movies.
Yeah.
Which you think people would like more.
And to a point, literally him.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of movies about fandom and just like kind of poking fun at things don't get a lot of hype. Like there's that Star Wars movie, Fanboys, that came out. I think that was 2010, maybe 2009, maybe later. I can't remember. But it's
2009 sounds about right. Maybe even 2010.
Where it's just like a bunch of Star Wars fans trying to get to the Lucasfilms ranch to watch a early cut of The Phantom Menace before it's released. And that didn't do well either. But it's picked up some popularity on the internet and everything. But it is, I think people just don't like seeing movies about fandom, which is weird because they usually are kind of spot on about how annoying and or charming fans are.
Yeah.
But yeah, the thing that made me uncomfortable with this is that like the kid's watching the movie and he's like making sexy eyes at the screen. And that makes me uncomfortable because I thought I was the only one that did that. I know. I thought I was the only one that did, and it kind of makes me uncomfortable. And now I'm not sure if I should do that anymore because if that's how I look.
Yeah, I don't know. I think you need to stop, but you know this isn't an intervention, and I'm not a doctor, so keep doing it. Keep going for it.
It's filled with so many good bits. The two that stick out in my mind are relatively close to each other. Is when the Arnold's favorite second cousin's house explodes and the cop dies, and just before he dies, he goes 2 days to retirement.
2 days from retirement, and
it was just so funny. And then
it's got so many good like tropes in there, just like that.
Yeah, and then there's like the police captain in or the police station. There's that person handing out assignments and just creating oddball partners at the desk where he's just like rabbi and then it has someone I forget what he says for the other guy, but it's just like creating comedic partnerships that would be in movies, and it's just filled with little details like that are just hilarious. But yeah, it's a really fun movie. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot to miss. I mean, right on the forefront. I mean, it's really kind of just giving you all the jokes, but there's a lot in the background going on.
Yeah, there really is.
Even a little Danny DeVito cameo as the
Whiskers. I think his name is
Whiskers. Yeah, and he popped up in there. That was cool. You know, a little reference to what Twins. I think they did a couple movies together, didn't they?
I know they were friends.
Maybe not a reference, but he did a little cameo for it.
Yeah,
there's a lot of specifically cameos. A lot of people popped up in this. Especially when they went back to the real world, at least.
And in the world of where the kid's from, they were like the real actors. Like F. Murray Abraham, who plays Practice, that's his name. They mention his movie Amadeus. Admittedly, they are incorrect about his role in Amadeus. But all the actors are kind of playing themselves. You got like the T-1000 is in there. But yeah, going back to F. Murray Abraham, they're like, oh, you can't mess with him. He killed Mozart. I'm like, he didn't kill Mozart. He said he killed Mozart because he felt guilty about something, and then Mozart died like right afterwards. So in his head, he killed him, but he didn't really kill him. And I don't know. It's a little thing where it's just like that little detail is just like, you didn't watch that movie, kid.
Yeah, just super fun movie. Definitely not talked about enough ever. Charles Dance was great, just playing the playing it. I forgot he was in this.
Yeah. Honestly, I have a lot of respect for him being in this because before that, I thought he was just like one of these
Right.
like Shakespearean actors. I haven't
just
really seen him in much, but I thought he was
Yeah.
like this Shakespearean actor
A
who
very
might turn their
serious
nose
Shakespearean
up.
actor.
Yeah, might turn their nose up at a role like this. But it is. Yeah, he was great. I loved his character's design where he's just like an evil bastard ginger like they all are.
Every single one.
Especially one's named Glenn.
Not one of them gets a pass, especially that one.
Yeah.
It just makes fun of all movies, like in particular, especially action movies.
Yeah.
It just
Even has the tropes that I hate, like when he's shot but has a bulletproof vest on and then immediately takes off the bulletproof vest.
never leave home without it.
Well, there's still a threat and you just took it off, you stupid
Yep.
idiot. So it even has those things.
Oh my god, they catered to Schwarzenegger so well in this movie too, with
yeah.
all of his fucking one-liners that he has.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it just made it just even more. I was honestly waiting for like what killed the dinosaurs, the Ice Age. Just
Well, this was
anything.
before that. This
Yeah,
was,
I mean,
this
just
was like
like
3 or 4 years before
It's
that.
just like such an amazing movie just for like him, just to be
Yeah.
like, all right, listen, you've got one-liners. He's like, that's all I need. Sign me up.
It is definitely a love letter to Arnold Schwarzenegger. I
Mm-hmm.
like that. I mean, obviously, with his career, how could you take him seriously?
Yeah.
And I'm just glad that he doesn't take himself too seriously. I love in this how he has like this might be a reference not many people get, especially younger audiences. He has a Doug Funny closet. Do you get that reference?
Where he only has clothes that are what he,
He has
wears
this,
every
he has
single
like
day.
multiple not copies,
Multiple boots. He's got multiple red
Yeah, the
shirts. He's
same
got multiple
thing.
leather
Yeah.
jackets.
But they're
and
all the
just
same.
magnums everywhere. Desert
Yeah.
Eagles.
I just love that will for me forever be a Doug Funny closet because that was like the first time that I saw
And you
like, a
can't
cartoons
forget
closet.
the henchman that gets murdered in there too.
And oh yeah, he walks in and
shoots.
just shoots his closet up. Oh,
There's
for a
always
second I thought
somebody
he
in
lost
there.
his mind. Yeah, there's always
Right.
somebody. I'm sorry, I will never do another Arnold Schwarzenegger impression again.
So you say that until you watch the next one.
Yeah, I'm going to. Let's be honest. If I had to nitpick, I would say that it probably should have ended. Like, I understand why they came back to the real world, but it probably should have ended with the climax of the funeral. Somehow. I don't know how. Like, I'm not saying I would know how to fix it, but it does kind of begin to overstay its welcome once he's in the real world and has his existential crisis.
Yeah, I mean, there was something. There was a movie similar that we just watched not that long ago. That was kind of this in a realm of its own. Kind of
Oh, yeah?
the same premise. Mad World. You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, except for this
Yeah.
time, it's so much better because it was making fun of itself.
Yeah, it was making fun of itself, and it didn't just have awkward cartoon sex in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it is full of just funny things. One part that I loved is when they're at the premiere in the real world, and it's Arnold. It's actually Arnold. It's not Jack Slater, and his wife Maria Shriver goes up to him and is just like, "Don't mention the restaurants." And then the very first
Yeah.
interview, he talks about Planet Hollywood,
Yep.
which, you know, that if I want to get robbed at gunpoint, I go to Planet Hollywood. I love Planet Hollywood, but they're way overpriced. And that's probably why they're no longer around. But it is a fun restaurant to go to if you like movies. Have you ever been to a Planet Hollywood?
I have never been to a Planet Hollywood.
Yeah, I think he started it. I'm gonna look that up. He started it with someone else, and they were huge in the '90s, and then obviously
Just
Because-
dissipated.
they're like tourist trappy because they're not. The food is okay, but it's priced as if it were like this luxurious restaurant. And there was even a board game for Planet Hollywood, which was just movie trivia.
Yeah.
But yeah, I fucked with Planet Hollywood when it was around. It has 6 locations now, so it's still around.
yeah.
Let's see who founded it.
It's like a Blockbuster, but slightly doing
yeah.
better.
Let's see. So the original owners or co-owners were Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone, Bruce Willis, Demi Moore, and Whoopi Goldberg. or they
Jesus.
were investors and promoters. They weren't owners.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were huge. Roseanne Barr, I think, had something to do with it too. I could be
Sly,
wrong.
come on, get in on these.
Yeah. But I love that. I love Planet Hollywood. It is so stupid how expensive it is.
Oh,
It's
I
one of
can
those things
imagine.
where like I don't mind how expensive it is because I understand that it's a it's a ripoff, but it's I don't know. It's got movie memorabilia, and that's all you have to do to get money
Listen,
from
take
me.
my money. I'm gonna do it begrudgingly.
Take my
but-
money. Yeah, like I hate this, but I'm okay with this. But I just loved when he brought it up. Other actors who are included in endorsing that: Jean-Claude Van Damme, Don Johnson, Cindy Crawford, Melanie
Who
Griffith.
was also in this movie?
Yeah, Tom Arnold, Wesley Snipes, and Danny Glover, and director John Hughes, who we just reviewed
Just
his new
watched
movie.
recently.
Yeah, but yeah, this is just a fun movie. It's really stupid, but it knows it's stupid and just doubles down on that and makes it wonderful.
Anyway, Planet Hollywood should sponsor us.
Planet Hollywood, give us money.
Now.
We have about as many listeners as you do customers.
Hopefully.
Hopefully for us, not for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, Glenn, we're gonna go to Planet Hollywood together one day,
I mean, I'd be down for that.
and
Is
we're
there-
just gonna laugh
where's
at
the
how much
closest
they're
one?
ripping off. Let's see locations. There was one in DC. I don't know if that one's still there.
Yeah, fuck that place.
There's one in Orlando, which I went to a lot when I lived down there because I got a discount with my Disney
Yeah.
my Disney annual pass. There was one in New York, which I got. Before going into this Planet Hollywood in New York, I had someone steal $20 from me, like
Ooh.
on the streets of New York. Fuck New York, I hate it. And yes, it is because of that one guy who stole money from me, and I will never forgive the city of New York City for that one guy. Let's see, all locations. Here we go. Orlando, Los Angeles Airport, Las Vegas, Paris, Malta, and Qatar. So currently, the closest one to us is Orlando.
I mean, I'll be there in May, so
Well, there you go.
that works out for me.
Yeah, if you get the seat right next to his Terminator jacket, that's the one I always got for some reason. I didn't try to get it. I just always did get it.
Well, one day you'll be back, so.
Yeah, with you. And we'll have a nice romantic Valentine's Day dinner there.
Hell yeah.
Hell
See,
yeah.
I was in Vegas too, and I didn't go there. That sucks.
Yeah.
I'm the literal worst.
It is.
How am I even a fan of movies?
I don't know. Like, it's like you like video games more, and it breaks my heart.
It's crazy.
Anyway, I don't have anything else to say.
I mean, we did just go on a Planet Hollywood
Yes.
stick there for
Planet
like
Hollywood, give us money. I know you're struggling.
Please.
Your New York City and Washington, D.C. locations have closed, but give us money. No?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, that does it for a review of Last Action Hero. That brings us to our judgment for Last Action Hero. As always, it has to be a unanimous decision whether or not it goes on the KFR shelf with the likes of Apostle and Handmaiden. I went first. I picked this movie, so I go first. I had fun with it. I think it is a good movie. I think it's a very fun meta movie. But is that enough to go on the KFR shelf?
That is a good question.
I'd be lying if I said no.
Ooh, hell yes.
I think it's fun, and it's a movie for movie lovers, and I feel like that's all that's needed for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely there. I would also definitely say it goes on the shelf. I actually stuck with the same score. I'm kind of surprised. I thought I gave it a 4 originally, years ago, and here I am giving it a 4 again.
I probably would have given it a 4 if it was like 30 minutes shorter, but I still enjoyed it, even with it being 30 minutes too long, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, solid, fun, dumb movie.
Shit is just so good.
Yeah, it is. So, Last Action Hero goes onto the KFR shelf with the likes of Apostle and Handmaiden, and up to and including 110 others. I just only ever remember Apostle and Handmaiden. That brings us to our...
They're huge.
Yeah, they are. They're like one of our first ones. But that brings us to our assignment for next week. It is Glenn's turn to pick. Please not another rom-com.
I actually do hate to break it to you.
Oh, no.
So this week, there's not many movies that Mike hasn't seen. So
And they're usually rom-coms.
Each
So just
week,
pick one
I
I've seen, Dan.
try to pick one that Mike hasn't seen, and I finally found one. We're going to watch a 1995 movie. It's PG-13, our succulent 45 minutes. It is directed by, I'm assuming that name is Ian Softly, written by Raphael Moreau. Stars Johnny Lee Miller, Angelina Jolie, Jesse Bradford, and there's a sweet, succulent Matthew Lillard in there. Yes, it is a movie called Hackers.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, Jesus Christ, indeed.
God.
Hidden beneath the world we know is the world they inhabit.
Dave,
Yeah, Mom?
what are you doing?
I'm taking over a TV network.
Well, finish up, honey, and get to sleep.
They're hackers.
Hackers penetrate and ravage private and publicly owned computer systems.
Hack the planet.
It's not just something they do.
Sure this sweet machine's not going to waste.
Are you challenging me?
It's who they are.
I win, you wear a dress on our date.
And if I win, so do you.
They can crack any code. And get inside any system.
Hello?
Mr. Gill, according to our records, you're dead.
This movie's going to be found on Pluto TV, Tubi, and Amazon Prime, and anywhere else you're pretty much renting it. So yeah, this is a movie I had seen bits of at some point in my distant past. Hackers is about hackers are blamed for making a virus that will capsize 5 oil tankers. That's right. That's the synopsis. And we're watching it. Mm-hmm.
I've avoided this movie
Not for I can't anymore.
for the sole reason that it is everything bad about the 90s in one movie.
Yeah, but it's got Matthew Lillard in it. So
It does.
I'm down
that's
for that.
one and it's got Fisher Stevens, I think his name is.
I'm
Yeah,
actually
Fisher
picking
Stevens.
this over, like Matthew Lillard over Angelina Jolie for this.
Oh yeah, I mean who wouldn't? I have no problem with Angelina
Man,
Jolie.
there's rollerblading in
But
this.
have you
That's
seen
dope.
Matthew Lillard do the Shaggy impression for that little girl?
I have.
It's so adorable. He's so
The only
wholesome.
thing that I hate about that is his eyes are just bugging out of his head. But
Yeah.
it's absolutely.
I mean, that's
adorable
also just
jokes.
his face.
I know. Yeah.
But Penn Jillette is in this. Mm-hmm. For some reason, Angelina Jolie is kind of giving me Elijah Wood vibes in this. I can't explain to you why. I think it's the haircut, but
It might be the haircut.
yeah. So I am going to kill you. And after we watch this, but
That's fine. There you go. You're welcome. This might be a potential shelfie.
it might be. We'll see. Surprisingly, it's a 6.2 out of. Actually, that's not surprising on IMDb.
Yeah, I was about to
46 on
say, sure about
Metascore.
that?
Yes, but Hackers is our assignment for next week. As always, you can follow us. Thanks. Hold on.
Are
a
you
second.
okay?
I had a stroke because I was just looking at Hackers, and it looks like this movie looks like it would piss off hackers. I don't know enough about hacking, but it just
It
looks like
does
it
get
does.
referenced a lot, and
Yeah.
people aren't happy about it.
Anyway, you can check that out on all the things that Glenn said, including Amazon Prime. Thank you, everyone, for listening. As always, you can check out our website at www.keystonefilmreview.com. On Instagram, we are Keystone_Film_Review. Twitter, Keystone_Film. Facebook, Keystone Film Review. YouTube, Keystone Film Review. TikTok, Keystone Film Review. And on Letterboxd, I am Mike, KFR.
And I'm Glenn KFR.
And that will do it when we hack into the mainframe.
Oh, we're gonna
Me
get
in the
there.
future, add clicking, tapping noises over this.
And then
For keyboards. Put the DVD piracy music over this.
You wouldn't download a car.
Download a car. No, you wouldn't. Actually, in the future, you probably will be able to.
You
Everyone has
probably
their own
will.
3D printers. Just download cars and print them out. Anyway. Goodbye, everybody.
So long.